then all we have is vibrating.
Okay.
And we're aware of this.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm completely following.
Okay, that is, I mean, it's so simple, because we are touching now where either relating begins or we don't relate anymore. Because in the moment we take the experience that we're having and projecting it on another person.
Right.
It means we see it in the other person.
Okay.
Or we're projecting it onto ourselves,
Right.
and we see it in ourselves. We build up a relationship.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay.
We are starting to hook up with the experience. And it feels like there's somebody here having an experience. Or I see you being someone having another experience, which is we relate to the experience.
As opposed to one another, you said.
And consequently, we start to relate to one of each other. So, I start to build up a certain perspective on you.
Okay.
And you start to look at me in a certain way, and we experiencing ourselves and each other as separate beings.
Yes.
Persons, or personality, or call it whatever you want. But this is a movement of our attention based on trying to get a sense of who we are through, and being secure through the outside.
Okay.
The same is happening is in the inside. So I can also, there's vibration happening, and I can just take attention and project it on myself. And I said, okay, it's not you, it's me.
Right.
But is that true? Does this experience belongs to you? You don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's just there. You can project it on yourself, but what you're actually doing, you claim ownership, take it for yourself, and in that moment on, it generates a sense of someone being someone, having
a particular experience.
And that is a personal perspective.
Right.
And from that construct, I now start to refer to you as who I am. So if I experience myself as someone having an experience, what will I see in you?
As somebody having another experience.
Exactly. I will see you as someone having another experience. And if the experiences match, we experience sympathy, affinity, love.
If the experience doesn't match.
And if the experience doesn't match, based on my personal construct, not matching your personal construct anymore, we have conflict. It's the end of our relationship, or we get into trouble, and all the rest of it. Okay?
Yeah. Or I may try making you see it my way.
Or we start to manipulate each other and trying to pull each other over to the other side.
Right.
Okay, that's basically what most people experience as
relationship.
As what people relationship.
I see.
I love you as long as our perspectives match. Bet this is not happening.
Yeah.
We're gonna either split or trying to pull the other over.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's. For me, it's what I like is let's take an instant and being in touch with the vibration, so that we can digest, or that our nervous system actually can digest this information, because what we're actually speaking about is quite profound. We're speaking about how relating and relationship is constructed, how it is made up, that in truth there is not such a thing than a relationship when we are not starting to look at life from a personal perspective. So relating means living on personal perspective, that things are personal, that the experience of now belongs to me or to you or to someone else.
Right.
So eventually relationship is in its essence a projectionship.
Okay.
We're projecting.
I can see that, yes.
Either outside or what I call introjecting it onto myself. So I started to build up a certain relationship with the experience of now inside of me. So I am someone having internally a certain experience. But either way I turn it, is that so? Is this true? Can we possibly know to whom the experience of now, like vibrating, it has shifted already. Now it's more like, it's different.
But it's calmer.
It's calmer, okay.
Yes.
So to whom does it belong?
Well, it's the same answer that I gave before.
Yes.
I don't really know to whom it belongs. We can say...
We don't know. So can we be the space now for just an instant So there's consciousness here.
Yes.
There's awareness here that notices the experience of now as a sensory
yes,
happening in the human form. I don't know how many trillions of cells are right now involved in experiencing. I haven't a clue, and nobody has the clue. We would maybe need to have monitors and all this sensory stuff to actually measure what's happening. But if we tune in, we can get a pretty clear sense that there's a lot of things happening. Energetically,
yes.
Sensorically, sensory, the senses.
Yes, all of the senses are here, present.
The organs function, the skin starts to feel, it's like we feel the feet on the ground. It's just, to the degree we pay attention to it, we can become quite conscious of at least a bit of it. But most of us, we don't pay attention to what's happening in the body at all. We're just watching our thinking, basically. Our attention is watching the thinking. If we're a little more skilled, we start watching our emotions. But what's happening in the cells, in the body, without looking at with a narrow focus, but from space, from consciousness, it's something that is not so common to us. So we cannot actually receive the information.
So what you're saying is that we're not, on a daily basis, or certainly in a relationship, we're not exactly always conscious of what is happening at a physical level.
Yes.
We tend to be more perhaps in our thinking mind than in our feeling or sensing or really being present to what is happening in the exchange. Is that what you're saying?
So when we're again tuning in to the experience of now,
yes,
and we're not projecting it onto each other or onto ourselves. All we know that this moment is a somatic experience in the body.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yes.
This moment is a somatic expression of energy and response. That's what it is. So how is it if we can slowly connect with the response of how the system responds to the energetic impact? Because this moment, there's a lot of things happening, light, sound. The nervous system has to digest this information. But that's what it is. So information comes in, and there's a response of the somatic circuit. 80 trillions of cells is what they say.
Yes.
To the information. So can we be so still and connecting with that play? It's a play of life. Information coming in, and the system responding to it in a certain habit, in a habitual way. So most of our responses are habitual.
Yes.
Like automatic, like reflexes. We don't even have a choice. If we have learned to function in a certain way, it's like a tape recorder. When we learned this from our parents, later on we just repeated it. More than likely, when we remain unconscious, in the same situations, we will always refer the same.
Okay.
We will just, like information coming in, and the system fires its reactions. Do you notice?
Yes.
Okay, so can we just, for one instant, just notice this, connect with this? Because what we usually do is that when the reaction comes, it's almost like we're jumping onto the horse, and the horse rides us. We're moving with the reaction.
Yes.
And the reaction plays out, and depending on how long we can stand this, we're finding ourselves like on the back of a horse running with us, and we lose any sense of not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And do you know what I'm speaking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, especially, let's say, if in an argument.
Yes.
It's very easy to just simply react to the other.
Yes.
Without any thought. That is just like
a reflex.
The past comes into the present and runs the show, and off one goes with.
I don't even know if it is the past, because all I can sense, there's a reaction in the system happening now.